Good afternoon, everyone. It is January 7th, 2025. Going to talk about the recent offensive push by the Ukrainians into Kursk, as that seems to be the only movement on the battlefield currently. Now, the Ukrainians are pushing along two specific axes. The first is heading towards Berdyan this way. The second is heading along this route towards Pogrebki this way. They have made gains. They have taken a small amount of territory. We're talking about this much. Two villages have fallen into Ukrainian hands, as well as Berdyan has fallen into Ukrainian hands on this axis. However, the Russians aren't lying down. They are countering. In an effort to squeeze the Ukrainian salient, the Russians are making a push south of Leonidova right here, which is where this little salient has formed. Not a lot of movement relative to the recent Ukraine advances. It seems the Russians and the Ukrainians continue to trade territory. Now, in the broader picture, I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of this sudden offensive push for Ukraine is. Some military strategists posit that it could be a feint to free up resources in other regions, potentially Ukraine pushing hard in the Pokrovsk region to push back the Russians, as this area here has largely stagnated as a battlefield. Russia has run out of gas here trying to take Pokrovsk, but nonetheless, that's a pretty far distance to try to draw troops from up into Kursk. I mean, when you zoom out, you can see the distance we're talking about here between Kursk and Pokrovsk. It's quite a bit. So any troops that would be supporting Pokrovsk likely would not be immediately redeployed up to Sudza, Kursk region so that they could support. Not sure why Ukraine is pushing hard in here. Nonetheless, they are taking territory in Kursk, but Russia is countering in the region and trying to pinch off their salient up in the northwestern part of the territory that Ukraine has taken.